We have ended with the regular part of the season, but what we have left are the tiebreakers. These tiebreakers are not going to be deciding who goes to Division 1, who goes to Division, who actually goes out of Division 2, but they're just going to be deciding the placements and the money that each of these teams are going to be winning. I'm Mary Freak, and we might have found out the important stuff, but you know, money still runs the world, so we'll be finding out who's going to be winning $11,000, who's going to be winning 9, and who is going to be winning 7, because that is how the money is distributed between the 4th, 5th, and 6th place. Today, we're going to be seeing 3 teams that are going to be fighting for those positions. It's going to be YNT, Cybercats, and Rise Esports, and it is going to be a best of 1 round robin. We might get a 1 round robin, but you know, it could be 1-1-1, and then we 1-1-1 each win for the teams, right? So that would make it a little bit more interesting. Of course, there is a major starting at 4 p.m. CET, so a lot of you people might be thinking we want this to end fast, but I don't really mind staying here a little bit longer, not watching the major games and bringing you the great Dota action. So the order in which the games are going to be played is YNT Cybercats, YNT Rise Esports, and then Cybercats versus Rise Esports. Looking at this one, so basically, Rise Esports has lost to both of the teams. If I'm not mistaken, 2-0 to Cybercats, 2-1 to YNT. I'm gonna check that one. Nope. Actually, they've lost 2-0 to both of the teams. Okay. So, oh no, wait. No. Yeah, they lost 2-1 to YNT. That is true. YNT, they beat both teams 2-1, right? So they lost the game to Cybercats, they lost the game to Rise Esports, and Cybercats beat Rise Esports 2-0. If I would have to make a decision, I would put Cybercats as my favorites, right? As the ones that are gonna win the 2 games. But that doesn't have to happen. In my mind, Rise Esports are looking like the weakest team, even though they have, I'd say, you know, a pretty decent lineup of players. I expected more from them. Dino, Dodrin, Blizzy, Arrow, Black Archangel. I expected more from this team. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, when you look at Cybercats and YNT, there are some names, but not on that level as the ones on Rise Esports. But that just means you know, new guys on the block. They're coming around. They're starting to play good Dota. And if you don't keep up, you are gonna get overrun by the young kids. But overall, we'll see how it works. The reason I'm favoring Cybercats here, despite YNT winning versus both of the teams, because Cybercats, after that loss to YNT, and they got close to winning. Let's be honest, they won game number 1, were doing pretty decently, but then they lost the next 2 games. They won everything with a 2-0, right? 2-0 against X3, 2-0 against HF, 2-0 against Rise, and they were looking pretty dominant in all 3 of those series. So I'm seeing them as the slight favorite, though it wouldn't have to be that way. I'm not sure. Either way, guys, if you don't know, if you haven't been following the Eastern European DPC Division 2, Hydra and PuckChamp went through. So they were the ones that won Hydra with a score of 7-0, PuckChamp with a score of 5-2. They lost against Hydra, and they also lost to Sigma.YNT, who were 3rd. We're going to be seeing who's going to be 4th, 5th, and 6th. And we have HF on the 7th position and X3 on the 8th position here in the Eastern European Division 2. So HF and X3, they're going to have to fight through the qualifiers again if they want to be a part of tour number 2, the spring tour, of course. But HF have been looking much better, right? They changed their mid player from Toshi to Erase, and they have won 2 series since then. They actually took games from Hydra, they took a game from PuckChamp, so I think currently with their lineup, they probably would be closer to the top, maybe even stronger than the 3 teams that we have today, but, well, you recognize your problems only towards the end of the DPC, and, well, at that point, it's a little bit too late. But, that being said, we should have a draft on our hands in a couple of seconds. Hopefully, it is going to start. As I mentioned, it is going to be YNT versus Cybercats, the first game of the day. So hoping that one does start pretty fast. Last time these 2 played, any highly contested heroes? Yes, DP was highly contested, and YNT played the Terrorblade in 2 games. Terrorblade is a solid hero, though I have to say we haven't been seeing him a lot overall. I see a Bloodseeker being played by cybercats. I really want to see the win rate of that hero. So 3 games, 1 win, 33%. I mean, it really isn't a sample that we can take as a reference. To be honest, the DP is a hero that we can take as a reference because it has been played quite a lot, 26 times to be exact, and the win percentage is 38%. But for both of these teams, it has been successful, at least in that one series. Both YNT and cybercats have won with it. Actually, cybercats have lost 1 game with it, so we'll see if it's actually something that you're gonna be getting out. It did win with cybercats when it was the offlane hero, and it did lose when it was the mid lane hero. So that could be a little bit of a revelation there. What happened? I don't want to say I haven't been a fan of the mid lane DP. I think it's great, but the thing with the mid lane DP is you need a certain type of player for it to work, right? It's much harder to play from the mid lane. In the off lane, you are basically there, you're pushing the tower, you're staying in the lane, you're not moving, blah, blah, blah. From the mid lane, it's which items do I get? How do I rotate? Do I stay in the mid lane? What do I do? But we're gonna stop with that hero. Why? Because it has been banned, so we're not gonna be seeing it here in the games today.
Radiant team pick.
So they're gonna go with the Treant. Okay, that's a hero that we've been seeing a lot. Immediate response from YNT. They were expecting this one. They're gonna go for the Lash. Let's see how much that helps you in terms of pushing. Clock, I'm always a big fan of against the Treant, the Clockwork, the Tusk, the Primal Beast heroes like this. Very good at diving, very good at punishing the Treant Protector. But Morphling, yeah, well, not so much. This is a pretty good Morphling pick right off the bat because these heroes, they don't have burst damage. And their ability to lock you down from 100 to 0 is, well, limited. So I'm not sure how you're gonna be dealing with them with these two, but you have 3 more picks to deal with it. They ban out the Drow.
5 seconds remaining.
I have to say though, the Drow has kind of been the counter to the Morphling, but kind of not, on the other hand. Because Morphling gets an axe, he turns into a Drow, and the Drow is useless. Without attack speed, the hero doesn't work. We'll see how it ends up going. Anyways, YNT gets rid of the Ember. So right now it's getting rid of the heroes. It's gonna do well against the Lesh. Something that has been doing well against him, Tusk, the Pango. Those are the ones. And I think cybercats would be happy with the Pango.
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Yeah, well, Pango is gonna be removed. They ban out DAA, no surprise there. I think we've seen 1 AA. At least I have casted 1. Even with the Morphling being so popular. Ancient Apparition. No, 0. Okay, it must have been another
10
tournament.
seconds remaining.
That is weird. I did do a lot of casting recently, so
5 seconds remaining.
it is a possibility that I mixed it up. I was pretty certain I saw it here just a couple of days ago, yeah. Well, not the case. Still, YNT, what do you ban? What do you get rid of? Are you going to be getting rid of the Tusk? It actually would be a pretty decent hero, but they'll get rid of the Shadow Demon. So something that can be purged off. I guess Lesh hates playing against the Shadow Demon because he keeps everyone away from you. It also would be a good hero with the Morphling. Also, I remember some tweets at the start of Division 2 in Western Europe in particular. Like, oh, that's a really bad pick to have a Treant and the Shadow Demon. And then the exact same team lost against the against that pick. Okay. I mean, no surprise there. You like to play Rubik into a Morphling, first of all, because of your burst potential. But of course, second of all, you steal the Morph and suddenly you have this very, very tanky Rubik with a ton of HP.
10 seconds
Any spell you steal from the Morphling, apart from the Adaptive Strike, you are going to be happy. And I mean, it's not hard to get the waveform or the morph from him. Sorry, the attribute shift morph is his ulti. So cybercats, They are missing some damage in the early stages of the game, though they haven't always gone for those kind of heroes. But they have played techies in the past, which I wouldn't hate, having anything to burst down the Lesh, considering he has no save supports. And you can count Rubik Shard as a save, but it isn't really. And it's not going to be there for quite some time. So techies does come to mind as something that Jess V might want to play. I'm not sure if they put Force Majeure on the Treant Protector.
Dire team pick.
But they have done that in the past. So there is gonna be a Doom coming out, and there's the techies. Okay. So they do go for it. Doom I wasn't expecting, but that's fine. There's gonna be an Ursa immediately. Now you definitely, laning an Ursa into a techies, it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna have to be the Rubik with the Ursa. If it's a Clockwork, these two are gonna suffer so much. Because it's two melee heroes, there's a good chance that the techies clips you both with the blast off. And that's too much of a damage in the laning phase, plus the scorching earth. Scorched earth, sorry. It is
Radiant team back.
it is a spell that poses a lot of problems to you as well. We'll see how it develops in the draft, but yep, I would be liking to see something that's gonna be laning well with the Clockwork in the offlane. Something that comes to mind, Enigma. Yep, that would have been a good one. Viper, I don't know if cybercats would, or if YNT would want to pick it, but actually I wouldn't mind it. The Lesh and the Ursa, Rubik and the Clockwork are pretty mobile heroes, so having something static isn't bad. They're gonna be banning out the Darkseer though, which is one of the best heroes against the Morphling. I keep forgetting about him, but he has been getting his way into the meta, sliding through. YNT, what's it gonna be?
10 seconds remaining.
What do you not want to play against? The Invoker ban now, if they really wanted a Darkseer, makes sense, but if that was the plan, they revealed their plan.
Dire team pick.
Dust gets banned out. Makes sense. That's kind of the only thing meta-wise that was left in. So cybercats, what have they played in the past on their mid lane? Okay, they played that DP. But let's see in this particular series. Ember, not available. SF, yeah, I don't think so. That's a little bit too greedy.
5 seconds remaining.
They do have a lot of reserve time to think about this. They played a lot of Lesh. Yep, quite a lot of Lesh. They've played a Tiny in the mid lane. I'm looking at this game in particular, and it's actually not that bad considering you have a techies. You don't have vision. That's kind of problematic. And going deep in against this lineup, YNT are not getting out. But they'll go for it in the end. Chira, he has played a solid amount of Tiny with solid success. Let me see. Against HF, no. They played it against Rise. Yeah, they did. And in a similar lineup like this one, they just had a different mid laner.
10 seconds.
A different off laner, sorry. Okay.
5 seconds remaining.
They played against a similar lineup as well. So if I'm YNT, I would actually pick a Viper here, to be honest. I just don't think they've played it in the past. Good against the Morphling. OD is good against the Morphling that they have played, but they've played that as a mid lane hero. Then you would have to put the Lesh in the off lane, which is fine, I guess, but I doubt they're going to be going for that route. Batrider, is Bat in the pool? No. There's really not that much left for YNT. The Lycan is in the pool. Beastmaster is in the pool. Beastmaster could be good. Just the laning phase might not be great, but you would be able to control the map enough so the Tiny doesn't hunt for people. I wouldn't hate it. I really wouldn't. And they have played it in the past. I'm actually surprised that the hero was let go for so long. It's not like a perfect Beastmaster game, but they'll go for the Centaur in the end. I guess this means you're gonna be laning the Rubik with you. I kind of doubt you want to sacrifice the Centaur. You want his lane to go well. And with the Clockwork, it's not gonna be easy. With the Rubik, it is gonna be very easy for the for the Centaur to thrive. So you are sacrificing the Ursa so that your Centaur can have a good game. I guess he is going to be the one creating space for the Ursa. And he needs to be opening the map. So even if you have an early Battle Fury and your Centaur is having a bad game, that's not going to be working out too well. I have to say, though, I like cybercats draft more. There's a good chance that whoever wins this one is going to be number 4. Because these teams, both of them won against Rise. But yeah, I do favor cybercats slightly. They won against a similar draft. They have a Techies, which is a big laning counter to the Ursa. You have burst damage to deal with the Lesh. It's going to be a bit harder to get to a tower and push it. Also, you have a Centaur on the other side. That is nice to give mobility to the Ursa and to the Lesh. But the thing is, the tossback from the Tiny is a big problem for you. One thing I have against the cybercats lineup, they don't have vision. And their Tiny, if he goes in, well, going out is a little bit hard against Rubik and the Clockwork, against everything that the enemies have. So I think the drafts are relatively equal. I just favor cybercats a bit more, and they've played something similar recently and to great success. So I do believe they have the slight advantage here. Not a huge one though. So there's I don't think it's an out draft. No way that it's just gonna be, oh, this draft, it means that they're gonna crush it. But their side lanes could do well. Their mid lane should do pretty decently, and there is no reason for them to be shut down early. At least with that being said, guys, we are gonna be getting into our first tiebreaker game. But before it, a word from our sponsors.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system, welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
And we are gonna be getting into game number 1 of the day. It is only gonna be one between these two unless we get a longer tiebreaker. But it is going to be YNT versus cybercats. YNT on the Radiant side, cybercats on the Dire. The difference in win rate is, I think it's 53 for the Dire, 47 for YNT. So, sorry, for Radiant. So, not that big of a difference between the sides.
30 seconds to
I have to say, I think the balancing out of the Radiant and the Dire in the past couple of years has been pretty good. There was one misstep there where the Dire looked pretty solid in the previous meta before TI, but as soon as they changed that little cliff next to the Roche pit, everything was evened out quite nicely. So let's see. YNT, they want to be fighting on the runes in the bottom lane. Jesvi and Zeneca. Well, if you come close, you're going to be in trouble. And everyone gets away from Bignum. Come on, guys. I took a shower. It's not that, my friend. You're going to explode. But it is going to be 2 for 2. No, it's actually 3 for 1. It makes sense. One side has a Morphling, so it's not like they can do much. And, of course, the Tiny is going to be starting with a tree. Your fighting ability level 1 is pretty much non-existent. So top lane, Morphling and the Gene Protector, they actually sent Bignum on the top lane. So they are sacrificing the Centaur. I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. Vierge needs a good lane, and I guess he's not gonna be shut down, but he's not gonna have a good time. He's not gonna be pressuring the Morphling. And keeping the Morphling slowed down is actually pretty important. The Morphling is slowed down, the Ursa, whenever he gets the Battle Fury, he'll be ahead and he'll be able to win the game. There's this window, you know, 25, 30 minutes to maybe 40 minutes where Morphling just seems untouchable for the Ursa. Maybe he starts even earlier than that. But basically, you know, before the Ursa gets his bashes and such, the big items. Mid lane. Tiny versus the Lesh. This should be slightly Tiny favored in terms of CS, but overall it's a 50-50 matchup. Even with that being said, you know, the Lesh can win in terms of CS. Definitely not gonna be a big difference between them for sure. Unless there's some big mistake coming out from the Lesh, he gets tossed back or something along those lines. I don't really see a a clear winner on the mid lane though. Mid players have started to get a little bit annoyed by the passiveness of the lane. So we are seeing more and more mistakes actually happen. Slayer fighting with Jess V. You just want to keep him away from the Ursa. That is the plan, right? Because he just wants to poke like this. Look at what he's doing. Lucas is gonna be super annoyed by this, but it's just very hard to stop because Techies has 700 range. That's the biggest one in Dota, and there's just no way for you to completely prevent him from harassing your carry. He couldn't stop the pull there. Nice positioning from the Ursa. He took some damage, but at least the Rubik did get the pull. For now, we're gonna be getting a slow start here. Bignum, well, he is gonna be taking some damage. No, overall does have a healing salve, so he'll be more than fine. And Vieira, he is farming well. With the center though, you want to be aggressive. And speaking of, he's gonna be aggressed on before he gets his ring of health. He understands that he can get low, and really healing back up with this hero, it's not the easiest thing to do. Just because you have so much HP. Bignum, Clockwork has the wind lace. He's pretty fast and will be able to escape force majeure there, pull the creep wave, and just make sure that the centaur is having somewhat of a decent laning stage. But that just means that the Morphling is gonna have the easiest lane of his life. Ursa, well, is not shutting down the Doom, and we know what happens if the Doom doesn't get shut down in lane. He's gonna be topping the network chart in like 10 minutes. Zeneca will be on top. Zeneca has not played a lot of heroes. I've seen some Dooms, I've seen some Enigmas. That's mostly it. Hasn't been very versatile, but no one has been targeting him with bans overall. Lucas, and he's gonna be caught in a net. He's gonna have the Earth Shock in a second. Techies does get the silence. One good thing about the Rubik against the Techies, you can catch him mid-jump and prevent the damage from coming in. Any kind of stop to the blast off will prevent the damage as well. Slayer, of course, wasn't too fast on his fingers right now, and the Ursa, either way, it still does survive. Yarch trying to be annoying to the Morphling. Now with the triple ring, he's a hard guy to kill. So he knows that his lane is gonna be okay now. He's not gonna be shut down, and that's the most important thing. Jess V dropping low. Slayer cannot finish him off, but he has put himself in a bad position. He does have 10 stick charges and a fairy fire, so his life isn't gonna be taken. Zeneca wants to force out the fairy fire. He's not gonna be successful at that, and with the Ursa posturing aggressively, the Doom has to stop. Both Slayer and Jess V are very low in terms of HP, so they have to be careful. They know, they understand. The other one does have a solid amount of burst damage, so you don't want to get yourself in a bad position. Get the Techies, how annoying can you be? Very, very annoying. This is the thing, this hero, it was changed and for the better, I'd say, but it's still being hated by a lot of people.
I'll take that.
I just said, guys, be careful of not leaving a bad first impression that happened to Techies, and no one is ever gonna like him again. You know, he was hero liked by psychos who just want to stay in the woods and wait like ha, and then someone comes over and they explode. And that is quite funny actually. And, I never played it, guys. Don't look at me. Anyways, the laning phase now, after the slower start, is starting to gain quite a bit of momentum here for YNT. So Vieira is not being stopped. He's actually farming quite well. And is the Ursa and the Lash. Lash actually winning the mid lane. That is kind of weird. You should be winning in CS if you're a Tiny. He does secure himself the first room. It is going to be an arcane one, but maybe he's put himself in a bad position. Nah, not really. With the Techies being there, he slows down Yegor, and the Lash will be pushed back, but he does have his own way to refill the bottle. Bignum, he's going to be fine there. Nicely placed cogs. Just in the right position. Jira cannot get close. Still has that arcane rune, and that is something that could come into play. A 1k gold lead from no kills, and there it is. We're getting to minute 7, representing the Eastern European region. Cybercats and YNT, of course. They don't want to be dying early. the way you should play Dota, guys. You want to bore yourself to death. But it is what it is currently. Bjerg threatening with the hoof stomp. He's gonna get a pretty good one onto the two of them. Alberca not gonna be dying from that one. Already got the morph off. So he's gonna be more than happy. Alberca has been pretty good on his morphling performances, so I wouldn't want to be on his bad side. If he starts gaining items levels, he really does become a beast. It's 7 minutes into the game and the rotation from the Tiny. They're finally gonna be going for a kill. They want Vierk, but he's getting out. He knows that this is coming, or does he? Alberca on the high ground. The avalanche will be there. That's an arcane rune Tiny, so it's gonna take some time for a small amount of time for him to have his spells back up. And there it is, 7 minute first blood. Classic one, living up to the stereotypes, but immediately it's gonna be Zerika caught. He does have the Hurricane, and the stun comes out. This is gonna be enough. It seems like in the end it will be. Even with the science coming out from Jess V, it's not gonna be enough to prevent the death of the Doom. Ursa doesn't have his ulti any longer, so he has to be careful. But it is gonna be both of the mid laners rotating, picking off mid laners. Bignum wants to cosplay one, and that could be detrimental to his health, but in the end he does steal the rune and prevents the Tiny from getting that one, so he's gonna be more than happy with what was accomplished. Burka is getting his Falcon Blade. He already has the starting items there. Morbid Mask, the Raid Band. I've seen in Division 1 people just skipping the Raid Band, the Morbid Mask, and staying very low HP all the time while farming the jungle. Alberca, he doesn't want to take that risk. They're playing against the Clockwork overall, not only because of the potential snipe, but also because of the vision. You understand you could be getting caught, so you want your HP to be close to full at all times. Tiny is really dropping behind the Lash here in terms of farm. So, Yegor, I mean, he's a Lash. Out of the laning stage, it's fine, but during the lane, the Tiny needed some kind of an advantage. Bjerg, gonna get the stun off. This guy doesn't miss, and does have enough to survive. Jira, a little bit too deep. We talked about it. It's very hard for him to escape, especially against the Stampede. He's gonna have to accept his destiny. Yegor gets a kill there and creates even more of a gap between him and the Tiny. Jira is gonna be happy with at least securing the Clockwork, but that's about it. 2-2 in terms of kills and a 2k gold lead for YNT. They're more than happy with how the game is progressing here. Understand, if we win this one, there's a good chance we're gonna be the top of the group here, and sorry, at the top of these three teams. And there's a $4,000 difference. That's almost $1,000 per player that they're playing for today, if you're counting between the first and the third. 11,000 for the fourth place and 7 for the sixth. They're not allowing him to get the runes, but this time around he's gonna get big punishment for it. Jesvi, Tekis is a fast hero. He's not gonna be fast enough. Flash has 4 legs. I mean, Tekis, there's 3 goblins, so ultimately they have 6, but definitely not gonna be as fast as Lash. So again, a 1-for-1 in terms of kills. The teams are constantly trading. Not much to see there. Alberca is still farming well, but then again, so is the Ursa. Of course, Ursa has slightly less, but as soon as he gets the Battle Fury, that's when the Ursa becomes probably the fastest farmer on the map. Quick shot. Push into the stun. Do they have the damage? It's looking like they will have it in the end, with the Stampede being used just enough to finish off Alberca. And that's the level 6 from Bignum that really does come into play. Beautifully done.
Radiant are scanning.
Looked for a second like they won't be able to kill him, and then they calculated it in their minds. Yep, with the Stampede, we got him. He's gonna be playing a little bit more HP from now on. Might be a bit late now, but this is actually the first clean kill we're gonna get around the map, right? Because every single time there was a response. Morphling is coming back. They want Vierk. No overgrowth, so force majeure here. Wants to stay, and the trees are gonna be cut down a bit, but he still lives. Vierk gets his stun off. Doesn't really hit on anyone, but you do not have the damage necessary to really bring this guy down. Way too fat, way too strong. Alberca, for now, he's just going to be focusing on keeping this tower alive. We'll see how successful he's going to be at that. The attribute shift was stolen, so now we're going to be seeing a Rubik with almost 2k HP here. I need no agility, and really when you look at the side of cybercats, they have no physical damage currently, so there's really no reason to leave any agility there. Tiny, he relies on the magic damage to burst people down. Rubik would have been his main target, now not any longer. Slayer, he's very satisfied with the spell he just got. Like, I have the most HP on the map. And the Tiny really isn't an issue any longer. You always see a Rubik and think this is a kill. Alberca is gonna be surrounded by a lot of heroes. He's starting to morph into strength. He gets the stun onto the centaur. The science comes through. Maybe he should have used it on the centaur there inside of the cogs. Takes so much damage. SV, things are exploding. But those explosions are not gonna be strong enough to kill anyone on the side of YNT. YNT are in the big advantage now, really. It is huge. Ursa caught. He does have the ulti, 20 stick charges, 1 charges to be exact, and he isn't even going to be using his ulti there to survive, no problem at all. YNT doing their best to get this tower down. It is gonna take some time. Cybercats, they really don't want to drop it. In the end, they might just have to. The Centaur with the hood and the Vanguard isn't really a target, something you can kill. Player is hunting with force majeure, and for now won't be able to find him, but what they will be able to find is the mid lane tower. Even through the living armor, there's nothing more you can do about this one. The tower is dead. It's just a matter of time before they finish it off. Yegor comes over with the edict just to make sure then they can secure that one. Doom with the Midas, of course, is gonna be crawling himself towards the top of the network chart, going into a BKB instantly. Zeneca, he wants a Boots of Travels as well. So this is going to be a pretty greedy build coming out from the Doom. Not going to be getting an early blink at all. And YNT, they're going to go for their first smoke of the game. Where do you actually go with this one? I guess if they can make it towards the bottom lane in time, that's going to be great. Especially because they're going to have a couple of TPs as well. 3 heroes moving towards the bottom lane. The hook shot is ready, and it is the Clockwork that is leading the charge. They see Chira. Yeah, thank you for revealing your blink to us now. He wants to get out of the cogs. Not going to be happening. Lift it up into the air, and Chira will not leave the river. At least not alive. So it's going to be Yegor that gets another one, and the gap between the mid laners continues to widen even further. They don't defend the bottom tower, but they kill the Tiny and pressure the mid lane. Diabolic Edict will be up in 5 seconds, and if you're a Cybercats, you're going to have to use the glyph. Oh, that might be just with that as well. He's going to get himself to the side there, blast off into the safe space. Finally, we're gonna see a fortification come out, but it doesn't mean that's gonna save your mid lane tower. You're up against the Clockwork, you're gonna be up against the Blink Dagger on the Centaur. You needed your mid lane tower to live a bit longer. Cybercats, they're being demolished in this game. The thing with middle towers is it opens so many access points to both of your jungles, and when the enemy does have initiation heroes, it's a problem. So you open up the top tower for Dirsa to have extra camps to farm for his triangle, just to be a little bit safer. You take the mid lane tower down for catch, and of course for more roach control, which is both very important for the YNT lineup. So overall, things are looking really good for them. Not only because of the gold lead, kill lead, you know, even if you would take that away and give them just the map control that they've gained right now, their lineup is gonna thrive on it. Let's see, Cybercats, what's going to be your response? You're not going to be getting the big item timings just yet. You need your Tiny to make plays. But who on? Like, Clockwork is a strength hero. He's not easy to burst down. The Rubik has 1 billion HP already. You have a Techies that is going to contribute a little bit to the damage, but the enemy heroes are just way too tanky. Centaur is not a target whatsoever. Through the hood, you're not killing him, and mind you, they just walk into Roach. I feel like Cybercats are not going to have damage in this game ever. Is this game just over? I'm kind of looking at it, and yeah, there could be some tossbacks, but if YNT approach it very slowly and methodically, well, the only thing that Cybercats can hope for is that Alberca is going to be doing a great job. I really want the Doom to use his ulti. You need to start getting kills. You need to start opening the map, forcing out rotations. That is the play, right? You can't really get kills. Definitely not easy without the Doom. Even with it, it's debatable. Oh, this is just a disaster. They're gonna be going for the Shield Protector. Deckies jumps in, gonna be doing some damage, and the Centaur just stands his ground. Nothing coming in. Maybe they're gonna have enough damage from Rare, who's gonna get doomed up, and finally they bring somebody down. He wanted a bit more. That was a bit greedy for him, and Chira gets the kill. Of course, getting the kill on the top lane while the enemies are in front of your tower is never gonna be feeling too good, because YNT, they are controlling the entirety of the map. Look at the positioning of the Rubik. No one is punishing him. All three of the lanes pushed in towards cybercats, and even with the kill on the tankiest hero, well, they can't really capitalize much on it. But you have to go for a smoke right now if you're cybercats. You have to continue this momentum that you've created for yourself. If you can get another core kill, open up the map slightly more, it is gonna change the how things work. But look at the positioning of YNT, right? They're offering the Clockwork there onto the high ground. He's ready to break a smoke and even push people out with the cogs and survive, while his Lesh is farming in a really aggressive position. So there's a smoke now for cybercats. I'm gonna say that's a little bit too late. Ursa shouldn't be caught by it. He should farm the wave and get himself out. Okay, actually the Ursa might actually get caught by that one. Nope, Lucas knows. As the blink dagger gets himself into the trees. He has been scanned though, so they know where he is. And he is staying there for a little bit longer. So Chira, the smoke will break. Now he knows if Lucas is in the vicinity. He has found here an avalanche toss with the signs. He can't get the ulti off. But let's see now. The binds are gonna start going through and they get the kill. Lucas, it looked like he was out. He knew something was coming, but he didn't expect that the enemies had more than enough damage to finish him off. This is a big kill. Quick shot. We're gonna be getting out for now. Chira doesn't have the mana for a TP. Jess V. But there it is. Chira will get just enough to get himself away. Jess V is gonna have to accept his death. It's gonna be slow and painful. In the end, Yegor comes over to end his misery. There's actually YNT that they are quite greedy, and because of it, they get punished a couple of times. The gold lead, of course, it is not moving towards cybercats, considering that you have a Doom. Well, that is not good news. But when we look at the farming potential, really, between the cores of YNT and the cores of cybercats, well, YNT are in the definite advantage, right? You look at it, you have a Ursa with a Battle Fury and the Lesh. Right? No one on the side of cybercats can match that. I mean, Morphling tiny. Not slow farmers, but definitely not the fastest one. This is not the tiny double shard. Morphling has been found. His wounds are gonna get deep by their side with the Stampede. They're coming for him. Think about TPing out. Yeah, he's gonna be very unsuccessful with that one. Yegor was in the vicinity, and he will prevent any kind of shenanigans, any kind of attempts at surviving. Quick shot gonna be used. Zenica has been caught. Let's use the Scorched Earth. Jump in from there. Gonna be a little bit off the mark, and a BKB TP out. Zenica understands this fight is over. There's not going to be any kind of turn. And your 9-second BKB down the drain. YNT, they get a kill on the Morphling. And a 9-second BKB. They're going to be very happy with the outcome. Of course, until you open up the map, until you open up a tier 2, you're not really that far ahead, right? So you want that to happen if you're YNT. I've talked about it yesterday. The reason why we see these long stalemates after the tier 1s have fallen is because it's so hard to take the tier 2s because of the AoE glyph. That has been that way for quite some time, and it is giving time and the possibilities to losing teams after the laning stage, after the early mid game, to get themselves back into the game. After your tier 2 has fallen, that's where things become scary. That is why people used to end the game quite a lot with the second Roche. Now it's impossible because you don't get a tier 2 after the second Roche. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's harder. Tier 1 teams are going to be moving more around the map. Thus, with more movements, with more small skirmishes, they're not going to be able to go for pushes. Tier 2 teams, Division 2 teams, let's put it that way. They are... they're gonna be a little bit slower, but that just means that they're not gonna be applying as much pressure, and again, the towers aren't gonna be dropping fast. But speaking of, finally YNT are gonna be going for the top lane, and cybercats are thinking of defending that one. They don't want your tier 2 to be let go just like that, especially having the chain protector on your side. Lucas is gonna be smacked a couple of times by the tower there. I thought he was well, he's gonna be dead actually. very weird from Lucas. It's gonna be a jump from the center immediately. You're gonna be doomed there, so he's not gonna be able to use the Stampede, but why would he even need to? He's gonna live through it. Actually, he might need it for Yegor, who is being healed up there. He has the Force Staff, has the Glimmer Cape. It's saving him from the magical damage that he's taking quite a lot of. He's healing, he's trying to survive, turns around with a double stun, and now the Stampede is through. Oh, you doomed me. Well, that didn't land you the kill, did it? But guess what will? A double edge to the back. And they will finish him off there with the stolen. Actually, that's... Why did I just see a split earth? Oh, he stole it from the Morphling. Okay. Slayer just has a split earth on the Rubik, and he is the one that is playing with the Lesh. Yegor is like, yep, you're definitely a better Lesh than me, and Slayer gets an ultra kill after that fight. Just beautiful performances from the Rubik, to be honest. Just a massive one. Yeah, Morphling thought he was doing a good deed, turning into a Lesh. In the end, it is gonna be a 3-4-5. It seems like they did lose Lucas at the start of that fight, but despite all odds, despite you getting the Doom on the perfect target, you do want to Doom the Centaur actually in this game, because if you Doom anyone else, the Stampede comes out and the reset is there. So you Doom him, then you focus on the other ones. Good thing for cybercats, they're finally finding some damage, but it's coming out from the mistakes of YNT. If the Ursa is not in a bad position there, if he doesn't die, well, it's a problem. And cybercats, if they initiate, they still lose the fight. If they get initiated on, they get demolished without probably getting even a single kill. Let's see, YNT, they want to be the ones initiating this time around in Alberca. Hide in the trees, my friend. He's going for an agonist. Wants to turn into the Ursa. Reduces attack speed as much as possible. Make sure that the Ursa just isn't doing enough damage. Lucas, he doesn't care. Just gonna continue farming. Does have the BKB right now. Once you get the Basher, that's when you become a nuisance to the Morphling. Jira has been caught. He's gonna be lifted up into the air. The stun. He still has the split earth. What is happening? The earth is splitting beneath my feet. You are too big, Tiny. You are too big. That's just what happens. You grow. But there is gonna be something's bad about it. I think people think tall people have it easy. I'm gonna tell you guys, the back pain is a real issue. Jesvi gets himself away from the Lesh, but there is another four-legged guy that is gonna be waiting for him. The Centaur gets the stun off, and immediately they do finish him off. Alberca on the bottom lane. He is being protected by the Treant. We've seen Alberca crush some Morphling games, be like 21 and stuff like that. This game, he's 1-4, so already it's not gonna be a easy game for him, but it is still not impossible. I have to say, cybercats, even though now they're 10k goal behind, they lived through the worst when they couldn't do anything in any kind of scenario. Very unlikely that they're gonna win, but they have the potential to start off the fight with a kill. It was shown multiple times. Yes, it has to come off the back of a mistake from YNT, but they're human. They can make mistakes, and once those errors have been made, if you utilize them, you can get back into this game for sure. Okay, so YNT, to minimize their chances of making mistakes, they are going to be going for the Roche here. It is going to be a Shard and an Aegis for an Ursa. This is the timing where you increase your lead to insurmountable heights. This is what you want to do. So we can probably expect Lucas to be very aggressive now. Once he gets the Aegis, he wants to get even more damage into the enemies. Yegor jumped into the pit. Don't really know what he wanted. Tiny blinks away. He does have a TP. Not going to be using it. And YNT not really chasing for him. Oh, there it is. Money for the Basher. Almost there. Hookshot. No way. No way he found Jira. Jira is going to be killing him. So you killed me. So at least I'm going to be doing the same to you. And who gets this one? It is going to be the Ursa. Claws. Too sharp even for rocks. See, they found the Treant. He's looking very much dead. Will get lifted up. It is going to be the living armor that gets stolen by the Rubik. So that's going to be a nice thing to keep his teammates alive. Speaking about keeping teammates alive, Jesvi not going to be kept alive. And Zenica could be next, but no bash on Ursa just yet. Means that YNT, they will get themselves out. 3 heroes dead across the map for cybercats, whilst they only claim the 1, but they're still not giving away their tier 2s. Gems on both teams. I like this. On one side, cybercats, they know if they get jumped, they are goners. On the other side, YNT, they know the only way for them to come even remotely close to losing a fight is if the Tiny gets the Avatar's Burst start onto an important hero. Shira staying in the fountain, doesn't want to be dove there, so he's not moving. Finally, he's coming over, and Shira, they just TP'd into that. Lucas will be using his ulti. Actually, Morphling now seems to have an Aghanim Scepter because Ursa is just not attacking that fast. He's going to be going on to the Morphling. He cannot even get a hit off without the overpower, and he is losing this battle. It is actually cybercats who are winning it, with Shira surviving. A hookshot not going to be going through, and Ursa surrounded by enemies. Where are my teammates? What is happening? You are alone! And he's going to be very mad because of it, but being mad won't change anything. Aghanims from the Morphling changing things so much. Ursa just not doing any damage in that one. That was a huge thing there happening for Cybercats. They don't lose a single hero. That top tier 2 being saved for so long finally finds them an opening. There it is. That's the mistake that they were waiting for, but you can't even call it a mistake. They found a great jump on the Tiny. Seems to be way too tanky to be taken down, and Ursa is gonna have to be thinking about some damage items. Maybe even a Daedalus. People need to die faster. Side of Cybercats when you jump them. 7,000 gold lead right now. Has been taken down quite a few notches. Doom is going for an Octarine, no surprise there. Considering his item choices, well, his farming speed is gonna be insane. Tiny wants to go for the I'm gonna burst you down build. Chira tosses the Lash away. He's gonna have the BKB soon, so he could TP away, and yep, it's gonna be completely fine. He's waving goodbye to his enemies, who will not be giving him a high five, but doesn't really matter. Doesn't get himself safe. That's now a Tiny without a BKB for quite some time. See Ursa will go for the enrage, so this jump from the deck is not gonna be doing anything. It was the Earth Shock enrage, so he's still gonna be having his ulti. Going for an MKB. Okay, I guess reactive taser is really a problem. That could change things quite a lot in a fight. If you don't have the BKB, if you don't have your enrage, well, the reactive taser is a big nuisance for you. Can used. I don't see anyone. They're going into the triangle. Hookshot will not connect. Tiny's out. Jesvi, they'd probably like the same to be true for him, but with the Stampede, they're coming for me. Actually, he does have the range to get himself into a safe position. Both the reactive taser there and the blast rig. Yeah, Ursa's gonna have a tough time getting the hits in, especially on the Tekis himself. Cybercats still buying time. Now they have a Doom, and there is no Stampede. It's time to go for a move. Even with a Lotus Orb reacting to the Doom, it's not gonna be easy.
And it's off.
Cybercats are getting together. Still not going for it. YNT in an aggressive position, but there it is. The smoke from Cybercats will come out. 4 of their heroes inside of it, and the Treant Protector on the bottom lane. He is gonna be the one that his teammates are connecting to. Let's have a gem. Would not be surprised by anything. And Cybercats, they are gonna be engaging the enemy. Let's see who they're actually gonna be engaging. There's gonna be a Centaur that starts getting blown up here. Morphling jumps in. Beautiful stun from Vierk. This has happened so many times with the trees flying in. A couple of more hits. Vierk is still alive. Does have the armor necessary. Gets himself to the high ground, and he will be fine. Centaur does live. It is going to be the sticky bomb that does get stolen by the Rubik. YNT, they keep themselves safe from the smoke of Cybercats. This was the timing for Cybercats that they were trying to find. So they're the ones that apply the pressure. They're the ones that get the kills, possibly secure this mid lane tower 30 minutes in. But unfortunately for them, it is not going to be working out the way they intended. A Hex for a Lesh. That could be big. The problem with YNT's lineup now is that Ursa is the only hero that's going to be scaling in terms of physical damage. So, considering that he's countered by the Morphling heavily, you don't really want to build the Lincolns and the Ursa, but you might have to. With the Saganims. Well, you don't know how to approach it because you're gonna be lacking the damage, maybe, if you don't burst people down. So he's going for a Hex to make sure that they have a longer period of time to be able to burst someone. Alberca. He gets the Morpho off. The stun is not going to be connecting, but the hook shot will. They get a follow-up stun, and even with the Scotty, I don't think you're living through this one. Alberca is gone. He did turn into a Centaur. That just means that the Ursa will have all of his attack speed. Jira will be slowed down. Sticky bomb. There's gonna be another one. Like, what is happening? These bombs, they love me. They're just sticking to me. But the Rubik is showing that he's a little bit of a better techies than the one you have on your side. Roche can be up in a minute, but it's we'll see just how early it will spawn. This kill of bo1, it's not gonna be resulting into a tower. It's not gonna be resulting into any kind of area control. So I think cybercats, even though they lost a morphling, which is a big kill, they're not gonna be too mad about what part of the map was lost or anything like that. Bjerg, with this kind of positioning of the Centaur, you're allowing for your teammates to farm. But as soon as somebody shows on the bottom lane, which bo1 are trying not to do, that is when cybercats are gonna go for a full charge in. So Bjerg makes his presence known in the mid lane. Do that one. Alberca needs to be careful. He's just gonna be using the Mant on the bottom lane. He understands, can very easily die there. Halberd on the Centaur, 5 seconds disarm on the Morphling, no status resistance for this guy, unless of course he turns into a strength hero, guys, because if you turn into a strength hero with an Aghanim, you will get status resistance. Doubt he's gonna be gunning for the Centaur though. Or the Clockwork. It is gonna be the Ursa. It's his hero of choice for the ultimate. Think about the BKB. He might actually just need it. The side of bo1, they do mostly magical damage. Ursa, MKB at the ready. So Elven Tunic's not gonna be caring about that one, but most of all, he's not gonna be caring about the reactive taser and the blast rig. They're the ones that are posing a problem for him. He wants the next item to be a Scotty. We'll see what he replaces because of it. Morphling gets an Aghanim Scepter, so now the rockets are going to be flying everywhere. That is a big deal in terms of pushing in the waves. But then again, you're still playing against the Treant Protector, so it doesn't mean that it's going to be resulting into any kind of towers. Chip damage is good enough. So lower cooldown on the Stampede. Very important for the Centaur. We're seeing that bo1 are actually quite happy. I mean, they are still in the lead. But it's not looking the greatest, to be honest. Definitely not looking the greatest for them. Because I'd say 15 minutes ago, when they were taking first and the second Roche, it looked like they were going to be able to end this easily. But things didn't go as planned, and cybercats are still in the game. Overclock has been used. The rockets are going to start flying in. They're going to be taking down a ward there with the gem. These rockets, all of the info will be available. Just shelling them. They found the Tiny. Tiny is gone. That should be a free Roach as well. But let's see if they want more. They could. They want to chase. They don't know about the buyback status of the Tiny. And cybercats, none of their heroes have a buyback, meaning that this Roche is gone. It is going to be the Aegis Cheese and the Refresher Shard into the hands of bo1. And Refresher, well, I guess the Lesh gets it. Double Hex makes a lot of sense. Double Stampede wouldn't be bad either. And Ursa doesn't really have the space for a double BKB to be there. So it is going to be both the Cheese and the Refresher into the hands of the Lesh. They got a double hex onto someone. The hero is most definitely gonna die, and they're gonna be moving toward the bottom lane very fast. They saw the enemies onto the ward there, missed on the hook shot. Force Majeure, they get a ton of damage, but yeah, will be fine. Doom into the Lesh. He's actually in a little bit of trouble right now with the Ursa coming in. Burka gets himself away, and he doesn't want to be a part of this fight any longer. Let's see for how long. Gonna be able to get out of this one. He's gonna go for a TP out and will be successful. No more vision on him, even with Lucas being thrown in there. The whole thing will be fine. Everyone gets themselves out, except from Jess V, who is looking very much dead. And the thing is, with this kind of an advantage, the Refresher Shard, the Cheese, the Aegis, bo1 can just run forward. And when you look at cybercats, you used all of your ultis and you ran back. So now you're not really battle ready. Lucas, he could lose his Aegis. That is something that you really don't want to happen this early. But you also don't want to go to your base when all of the lanes are pushing in towards the enemies. For now, YNT, they're just gonna use this to farm a little bit, get the resources back up, and then strike again. So the Doom being on cooldown, not gonna be there for long. Igor. Oh, you didn't cancel the TP. That's pretty unfortunate. Himself out. Not gonna be happening. He has been found. He has been back. This is a double damage. Ursa, we have a hoof stomp of our own, but your hooves are not as strong as the Centaurs. Ursa still had in range, so that stun from Jesvi not gonna be doing much, but the mines will. Ooh, bombardment from one side, but mines from the other. Jesvi keeps them away. Saves his teammates from any kind of a chase. Lucas seems like he's gonna be eating the cheese. Gobbles it up. He's gonna be nice and satiated right now. And he's going for more. The glyph will be used. Is this finally the time when we see a tier 2 drop on this map? 40 minutes in almost, and we haven't seen it happen. But it is gonna be it is going to be happening now. But at least something. Or is it? It is dropping low. Finally, it will be taken down. It's been caught. It is gonna be Zeneca. Next up as well. Will he ever get his BKB off? I don't think he even has it, so he's gonna have to accept his destiny. He's surrounded completely by YNT, and they see him clearly. Slayer goes in with the waveform, and they finish him off quite nicely. Aegis has been popped, but that doesn't mean that you're gonna be surviving after going for something like that. Ursa, Yorogro does connect, but he already had his status resistance on him, so within range buff, he will be able to get out of that one super fast.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Let's see, cybercats, what's your play? It looked for a second like they could come back into this game, but that Morphling timing, it has been stopped quite a lot now by the Ursa. He does have the items necessary to fight. They do take down 2 tier 2s, something that they've been struggling with for the past 20 minutes. Now the Lesh does have a Lincoln Sphere as well, so that's going to be helping against the Doom, against the Morph as well. If you can put it on the Ursa in time. Witchbane for the Ursa, pretty solid item if he wants to keep it. Slayer, he's just continuing to go around the map and ward everything. He always has a really nice spell in this game. Even if you look at cybercats, it's not like you have the easiest spells to steal, right? The waveform, very hard spell to steal. Avalanche, you very rarely get it there because he jumps Avalanche toss immediately. But Slayer has gotten pretty good ones in this game, especially the Split Earth. Then the best spell that you steal is when the Morphling uses something else. It's probably, look at how long that waveform is. But cybercats, they're coming out of their base. The Protector isn't in the vicinity, and now the bombardment will start yet again. The rockets are flying everywhere, and there's gonna be even more of them coming in. Scotty on the Ursa, that's the big one. That's the big one that has been waited for. Now the Morphling is completely countered. Alberca, he wants the shard. Some added agility there might help. We'll see just how much. So if you get the shard, you can morph in stuns. You cannot morph in hex or stun plus silence. Silence is not here on YNT, but you do have a hex. That is something to keep in mind. Centaur, unless you wanna finish right now. His courier is dead, so I don't really know which item he has. Clockwork, seems like Big Num is going for a halberd too. Tiny wants the Daedalus. He really just hasn't had any item progression for a very long time. Jira has dropped the ball here. But the thing is, they banned out all of his heroes. The only thing that was left was the Tiny, and it hasn't worked out. They played really well around it. Olberka himself away for now. we'll go for the Trickster's Cloak, so does favor that one over the Elven Tunic. Considering that there's an MKB on the Ursa, I mean the missed chance isn't gonna be helping you all that much, but the Invis might. Rubik with the gem is not always gonna be at the middle of the fight. It's gonna have to be the Clockwork who contributes with the sentries and the dust there. See if that's gonna be enough. So YNT are waiting for Roche. By their movements, by their approaches, they're waiting for Roche. And cybercats, I don't know what they are waiting for, because you're not gonna be able to win the Roche fight if you just straight up smoke towards it. You need to be able to smoke earlier, to play some good vision, secure your outpost, and prepare for that potential Roche fight, especially in this kind of scenario where things are going really bad. Oh, okay, we saw some lags there, so there is gonna be a pause. It seems like the servers aren't working properly. Let's see. Okay, they're gonna say go. They are ready. We'll be getting ourselves back into this game of YNT versus cybercats. For people who don't know, this is the tiebreakers for spots from 4 to 6.
What have we here?
For now, it is gonna be on pause, so we're gonna be enjoying ourselves in the game. Senjin Kai have the Lesh in the backpack, but that's just because he wants to use this arcane rune. He is 6 slotted, just wants the overwhelming blink there. That's gonna be even more damage coming out from him. Ursa, Swift Blink, Abyssal Blade, nothing more. He's 6 slotted as well, just needs to be upgrading his items. Outpost has been taken by cybercats. That is a big deal in terms of defending the Roche. Silver Edge for the Tiny. So he didn't go through with the Daedalus. He wants to have a little bit more of mobility. There he is. You shouldn't be showing yourself in the mid lane. Well, I'm not showing any longer. He'll be jumping in onto the Clockwork. Bignum takes a ton of damage. He does get himself out. Seneca will get caught. He has to buy back. Overgrowth on Lucas doesn't work. Look at Lucas. He's just not attacking. He has to run away. He has to run away now. He does have the refresher, but can you really use it? He's going to be jumping in. Okay, you want me to kill your Morphling? I'll try. He does go for a buyback. They want to be using as many of those as they can because they know the Roach will be spawning fairly soon. Alberca turns back into the bear. But he is going to have the rockets. Oh, that could have been so big. Imagine if he dies, but Alberca will be fine. He runs back into the base. He's going to need some time to morph back into agility to heal himself back up to full. And that's going to give the time for YNT to go forward. How many buybacks is this? 4 and 1, 4 on the other side. 4, 2 and 1, 2 on the other side. 4 in total, guys. Without the Tiny, you're not that good at defending, really. And look at cybercats. They're already going to other parts of the map because they know it's over. These Raxes have fallen. Doesn't mean that the game has to be over. The Roche still hasn't spawned, and cybercats are gonna have their heroes for once that happens. The only hero on the map that currently has a buyback is the Chain Protector, and after the Centaur will follow. And one more blink is available from cybercats, but it seems like the 2 lanes of Rax will be lost. Roche up in 30. YNT, you don't want to be losing too much of your resources for that Roche fight. Bignum will be popping the overclock, wants to be able to push out the bottom lane. Let's see just how successful he actually is. That's going to be the second lane of Rax. At least they're going to leave the range one and go back into the pit. Where cybercats, well, have to take the outpost here. YNT, there's not going to be any TPs coming in just yet. There's going to be an arcane blink on the centaurs. He's not going to be having to pop the stampede to have an instant stun. You jump in with that one and your animation is going to be significantly reduced.
Radiant are
See
scanning.
YNT, they're expecting their enemies to come, so they're laying in wait for a fight. Ursa, I would put that refresher into your inventory immediately. Ursa actually jumps into the pit. Cybercats are coming in with the smoke. Only 2 of their heroes are smoked, but that is 2 initiators that are gonna be in it. Jira and Jesvi, are you gonna jump? No. There's gonna be Roach going down, and Lucas, the hero without the buyback, well, now he has 2 lives anyways. Double refresher, and also there's the cheese. The side of YNT. They're so well equipped for a fight right now. Doom has a refresher as well, so double Doom is a thing. So without the boots, he's gonna get the avalanche onto him. He's gonna get Doom, but that's gonna be expiring fairly soon. He did use his ulti now. Just turns around. Let's fight. I am not doomed. You are. Actually, look at Alberca and his damage. He's destroying them with a double damage. He's getting his girl. Let's fight. He's gonna drown them all. Will be getting an adaptive strike. Doesn't really do any damage. Lucas, he sees them, but his BKB is expiring. Has to be careful. Does have the refresher. If they try to re-engage, he's gonna be ready. Just feed dropping down mines, and Alberca with his DD wants to continue fighting. Does find an arcane rune. I want everything, and he should be given everything because he deserves it. He might be the only one who can win this game for cybercats. 35,000 gold lead though after that fight. Gold lead will be increasing even further. Oh, Chira, what? What? How can you be there? Oh, that was so greedy. 70 seconds on the sidelines. You don't have two of your cores. It is a disaster. Alberca will use the waveform in the bottom lane, but he will not push out the lane completely. And that means this wave is coming for your tier 2. At least the tier 2 is not going to be defended here by cybercats. But even their base, it is debatable if they're going to have the heroes necessary in time there to prevent this push from coming in. It is a Lesh with a level 25 talent for Diabolic Edict. And just look at what's gonna happen to this tower. It's not gonna exist. As soon as the creeps come close and the backdoor protection is out, there is nothing in this world that is gonna prevent them from just destroying it in seconds. Backdoor protection got taken down, and the tower fell before the creeps got close to it. Look at Yegor. He's going for more. He's going to have another Diabolic Edict in 8 seconds. So that means that this tower at least is going to be dropping down before the cores are back up. Cybercats, they are going to have the double doom. You're going to be needing it. Refresher on the other side. They're ready. This time around, your Morphling isn't going to be having the DD. So Alberca is not going to be as strong as he was previously. Yegor is the one that is staying forward. He does have a buyback. He feels confident going for it. And YNT, they're playing for money, guys. They're not gonna be giving this away so easily. What did the Centaur get as his level 25 talent? You have the Hoof Stomp stun duration and you have the Retaliator. I guess you go for the Hoof Stomp stun in this one. Yeah, the left one is the Hoof Stomp stun. So that's gonna be a long stun there if Yerk can get a good one. They're thinking about jumping in. They want to continue applying pressure at some point. Cybercats, someone is gonna have to poke their nose out. They do have the Chain Protector, so on their base, it is gonna be slightly easier, and healing the Raxes back up to full. Slayer. There. YNT there. They are not gonna go for this one so easily. They will stay there. Maybe even wait for next Roche. It's up to Cybercats to come out of their base. Now, this reminds me of the games in the first week in Eastern Europe. I didn't cast most of them. Most of them were casted by Rob, but I remember that you can believe how slow things were. And again, there's going to be a pause. This time around, it's going to be Cybercats who ask for it. Okay. Follow the webcam. So guys, there a little bit of an update from the previous pause. There were no problems with the servers. It seems like my picture was only lagging. I'm not sure about that, but one of the players from YNT was getting something delivered, so
Rock it on.
That's why there was a pause. You know, open the door, they bring it in and stuff like that. So that's the that was the reason for it. Morphling now, he is going for a Silver Edge himself. You can't really get out of the base to buy a Demon Edge, so you're gonna have to be content with the smaller type of crit. When it comes to the break component of it, I mean, breaking Gearsa is nice and all. Breaking the Centaur, pretty nice as well. Not that big of a deal overall, to be honest. Centaur is gonna have a billion HP, especially with the shard stealing strength from the enemies, and now he's finishing off the heart as well. I'm actually surprised YNT are not keeping more of their buybacks up. That is very dangerous. You know, when you look at the map, they have the tier 1s as well on the top lane and the mid lane, so their towers are pretty much safe. Treant Protector is looking at his base, and imagine you're the Treant Protector. You protect you make sure that your towers don't fall. And then you look at the enemy side. They don't have a protector and their towers are okay. And then you come to a conclusion, do we really need one? He did go for a Midas. That's a late Midas for him. Understands that this game could go late, or the only way they do win this game on the side of cybercats now is if it goes ultra late. When I say ultra late, I'm thinking about 80 plus. Because you need to kill YNT, you need to force buybacks, and you need to kill him again. And for that to happen, I'd say you need to kill him twice. First time you kill him, you're not forcing out buybacks, you're killing the tower. Second time, maybe. So very, very unlikely scenario.
Dire's bottom barracks
Lucas
are under attack.
doesn't have the Abyssal just yet. Ursa, not top of the network chart. It is the Lesh. Yegor has been on top for, I'd say, for the majority of this game. He crushed the mid lane, he crushed the early mid game, and he has never let go of his lead. There were times when he was dropping below some of the heroes, but he was always looking good in this game overall. Alberca approaching his level 24, gonna need some more time to level 25, but Morphling's 25 isn't really a game changer. Yes, your waveform lower cooldown by 40%, that is a lot, but it is not like, oh, okay, he got to level 25, the game is over. Nope. Oh, look at the gold lead. Look at the experience lead. The experience lead is 62,000. 44 in the gold, 97% win probability, but that just means that 1 out of every 33 games, cybercats would win. So let's see. Maybe this is that one. Maybe this is the one that changes everything. YNT after this game, they're gonna be playing Rise Esports immediately. So, you know, it isn't in their best interest for this to be the longest game in the world, because you're gonna get bored. I don't think you're necessarily gonna get tired from a game like this, but you're gonna get bored. You're gonna get into a different mindset. Nihilism ready for the Lesh. Big items coming through. Clockwork has a Shiva's Guard. Okay, Bignum is farmed. We get it. Actually, both Bignum and Slayer are farmed. If you look at it, the Tiny has the same amount of net worth as they do, and even the offlaners aren't that far behind. This is a Doom with a, you know, with a built-in Midas and a Midas, basically a double Midas. So it's, I guess. Oh, what a jump from Vierk! He knew you were there. Yeah, cybercats. You want to be hiding in the trees, but the trees are deadly. But they will be taken down there. That ward on the high ground as soon as the smoke broke. We have to find them with their arcane lane. There's just nothing we can do about it. Chira, I'm gonna get a toss up to Yegor. Surviving for now, lifted up, tossed out of the base, and completely fine. Cybercats with the buybacks. Well, they are gonna be keeping their enemies away. Rubik is staying with the stolen purge from the Doom. Quite interesting. So I guess the Doom took that one to purge the overpower from the Ursa. That's the only thing that comes to mind. Bots 2 on the Lesh. Yep, this is a 6 slotted, 7, 8 slotted, however you want to call it. He does have the Aghanim's Blessing as well. But this is just as strong as you get. Moonshard doesn't really benefit the Lesh all that much, almost at all. Vision is nice, but attack speed component, it's negligible. So he has everything he needs. Anything better that he can buy? I'm looking at this game, not really. I think he does have the perfect items for the game, and he's gonna continue ramping up the farm. He could buy Moonshard for his Ursa if things go that well. Next Roche is gonna have an Aghanim's and the Refresher, so Ursa is gonna have that one then as well. Do you give it to the Ursa? I guess you do. Oh, actually, he already has it. He got it from the previous Roche. He's thinking about a Midas on the Ursa. Mostly, you want to farm the neutral items fast. Yegor, a little bit too tanky to kill. They're still gonna try to go for it, but his teammates are in the vicinity. If you get out of that invis, force majeure, he did for a second, but he wasn't spotted. YNT. Now they smell them like they're close. Chira, Rocky, coming in. We saw Slayer, but you know that the Rubik has a ton of HP. We're gonna lift up The Lesh, he's taking some damage. No, they messed up their spells. Alberca jumped in. Oh, he's actually doing a ton of damage right now on Alberca. He wants to finish off Jaeger. Will be able to do it. Does have a buyback. Will be going for it. Yrsa lifted up into the air. Tossed away. Says, no, I wanna fight. And Lucas is going in. Just me. You're gonna be the first one that dies. They lost 3. Only 1 has buyback. That's gonna be the time he needs to use it. And Jaeger is back to the world of the living. They need to save Alberca. 24 turns into Yrsa again. Gets to the high ground. TP out. And Alberca safe. Ooh, that was close. Jaeger now is level 30. But this Lesh, not to be underestimated. This Lightning Storm caster now gonna be even more dangerous. But cybercats, without their 2 heroes, they're gonna be giving away the Roche. So forcing out that buyback on Jaeger, or Jaeger using it, however you want to put it. Well, it doesn't change much now because it's gonna have 2 lives. Aghanim Scepter for the Centaur. I don't think you get it in this game because you don't really want to put anyone in a hitch to ride because you don't have any range heroes. Aghanim Scepter will be given to the Rubik most likely, so Slayer can get that one. Yep, there it is. So with that, the Rubik is over the Doom. I don't think I've seen this in a very long time, maybe even ever, for Rubik to be more farmed than the Doom. A position 4 Rubik than a offlane Doom. One of the fastest farmers in game, to be honest. Double Midas.
Dire's structures are fortified.
I mean, Devour and Midas. Effectively a double one. And they're going for a push. They want to end this right here and right now. During the Doom being dead, you don't have that double Doom, so you're not really that strong. Burka, no buyback. The only buyback is in the Tree and Protector. And my friend, you're gonna have to put your body in front there. Jiro will get stunned up. They don't have vision. The Refresher is on the Morphin. Wants to fight. See how much that is gonna help him. Burka is gonna get his Refresher delivered. Does have a double BKB right now, double Morph as well. Yes, they're gonna be going in. They get the Doom onto the Lesh. He still has the Aegis. It's really hard to kill him. Into the backlines, they go onto Lucas, who has the BKB and the enrage. Is standing his ground and fighting against the Morphling, and he is winning. Oh no, you have a Refresher. Well, we have a Refresher for our stuns and for our damage. For all of you, and it is gonna be cybercats that do lose this game. It is gonna be the first game of this round robin best of 1. YNT, they claim the victory. They're gonna be playing against Rise Esports next. If they win, we are not gonna be seeing any more tiebreakers. As I said at the start of the day, the major is starting at 4 p.m. So we're probably hoping for there not to be a continuation of this one, but as I said, I wouldn't mind seeing more Dota here, even in the Division 2. With that being said, guys, we are going to be taking a short break here, and then YNT are going to be playing again, this time against Rise Esports.